Howdy and welcome back to the Road to the Great Canadian Open Winter 2026. My name is Clarence and this is my video series as you follow me as I paint up my Brotherhood Without Banners army 1 hour a day, 1 day at a time. I feel a little bit embarrassed because for 3 episodes now I've been saying that this is the last episode, and frankly the last project I'm working on is taking me more time than I thought it would. But before we get to that, let's talk about why I've got this video series. So the whole point of this video series is to help you, to motivate you, if you are a new hobbyist or an existing hobbyist, to paint your army as well. I'm trying to show that if you chip away at your army regularly, you can also get an army done. The key is just to find time. And for me, I'm doing 1 hour a day, but that is hard. You know, when I started work, I found that it became harder to find that full hour. So instead of working an hour consecutively, I would find what I call pockets of time. A pocket of time is maybe 20 minutes in the morning, half an hour when you get home, 10 minutes after dinner, that kind of thing. And most steps can be broken down into little 20, 30, 40-minute chunks. And once you're done that chunk, you let go away, do something else, and then come back and finish up. It's still a privilege to have an hour of free time every day. And if you can't find that hour, I encourage you to work for maybe half an hour or 15 minutes or work every other day or work 3 hours in the weekend or whatever works for you. But don't give up, don't stop, find that time, be regular, be consistent. I picked a very simple technique like Slapchop. It's not the most fancy technique, but it gets the job done. The models still look good, and a Slapchop army looks better than a primed army or a completely colored plastic army, in my opinion. So it's still progress, because lots of people say I'll get to it later when I got more time. That's never going to happen, right? If you haven't done it now, you probably won't find the time to paint meticulously. So just use simple technique instead. And I've got a link to a tutorial in the description box below, but there's a gajillion videos out there on how to slap chop, how to double chop, and other techniques similar to that. And the second part of my preachy rant is, if you're in the Greater Toronto area or further out, please come in January to my tournament, the Great Canadian Open, being hosted by the TGX at the Small Arms Inspection Building in Mississauga. It's going to be a great time, 5 games over 2 days with great people, and it's going to be just a lot of fun. Got great prizes, cool stuff you can't get anywhere else. But more importantly, just get to meet new people and play games and have a great time. So if you're from Kitchener-Waterloo, London, Windsor, if you're from Barrie, if you're from Sudbury, North Bay, if you're from Kingston, Ottawa, Gatineau, Montreal, Quebec City, if you're from the States, do come on down. Everyone's welcome to take part, and I'll see you there with my Brotherhood. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at where our activation markers are at and what's left to do. So this is where we're picking up. 2 hours in, we are prepped the models, and we've got the swords mostly done, base coated, washed. And what's really left for the most part is the flames and the handle. Now, the flames I think I'm going to tackle right away, because based on how they turn out, will determine what color I use for the handle. I was going to go with red, but the flames are going to be flaming red colors. I don't want too much red, so maybe we'll pick something to contrast, maybe some greens, which may look a bit weird, maybe too Christmassy. Maybe we'll go with neutral colors like gray or black or brown or something else instead. And then the question is also the base. When it's all said and done, do I keep it as black bases? That might be fine. Or do I go with something like brown to match the bases of my miniatures? So the flames are gonna go first, and I'm going to start this off by double coating it with white probably. And once the double coat of white is down, I'm going to probably put on my contrast yellows and oranges and reds and kind of do like a wet blend up. And I'm going to use the lighter colors towards the blade and the darker colors towards the tip, since the flame presumably is hottest on the blade itself. So that's the plan. So 1 hour work starts now. Let's go with the white. 1 hour and 10 minutes later, we are back, and we are nowhere near done where we thought we'd be done. So we only were able to get down the white base coat. So essentially to do one half, like the half facing me with white, took about 10 minutes. So to do the back side took another 10 minutes. But then afterwards, I wanted to go back into a second layer. So when it was all said and done, doing double coat of white on both sides, it took about an hour 10 in total. So again, I'm just shockingly behind schedule where I thought I would be. After going over the white, I think that just doing the flames will take at least another hour, which means I still need to paint the handles and maybe the bases as well. I didn't even do the flames that are connecting the blade to the stone. So yeah, we're just like, we grossly overestimated our ability, or underestimated how much time it's going to take. So we're going to wrap up there, folks. So white is down. Next session, probably going to do the white on the base so that we can start applying down the contrast paints for the flames. So we'll leave it there. Hopefully we'll see you next time for the next episode. Hopefully enjoying the series. Keep the faith. See you next time. Bye-bye. And we are back at Exponent Games for another exciting game of A Song of Ice and Fire. We are up against... Woo! Mystery Man here. Who's brought his Lannisters. And we have Commander Sparrow in the Honor Guard. We've got Warrior Sons with a Champion of the Faith. Another Warrior Son Champion of the Faith. One of these is free because of High Sparrow. We've got Lannister City Guard with the Hound for Fuel by Slaughter. And in my army, I've got some extra attachments, which we'll get to. For NCUs, we got Joffrey, the King. We've got Pycelle, and we've got Shay for lots of tokens. On my side, because he's running Lannisters, I chose to use my Thoros list. So I've got Thoros in Highgarden and Pikeman with Edric Dane, and we got Maimed Jaime. Maimed Jaime makes me -1 hit if he controls the crown, which is not too hard because he's got Joffrey. And if he dies, he gives up 1 point to the Lannisters as well. It was a tough decision on where to put Jaime. Do I put him next to Thoros and keep Edric? I hope it doesn't come down to that, but we'll find out. I also have the Sword Knights with a Fortune Seeker. I've got Peasants with Tom Seven Strings and a Turncoat. And I was just saying that if I was a peasant, I would turn my cloak as well. We've got over here some Stormcrow Mercs with Gendry, and on the side here we've got the Archers with Hot Pie. We are playing Honed and Ready. And for terrain, we rolled on the battlefield terrain setups. We got War-Torn Battlefield. We got, I won the dice off. I put a bog in the middle to try and slow him down. My opponent then chose the woods to go over here. I then chose the low wall to go over here. And then the hedge got placed somewhere irrelevant in the corner because my opponent just wants to run at me and punch me in the face, and we'll see how that goes. So deployment-wise, you can see that the Lannisters are kind of clustered in the top corner over there as a group. I'm a little more spread out. I'm hoping maybe to take over the right side here, either get some flank shots or maybe score some points. We're going to see. Oh, by the way, my NCUs, the usual, Ravella, Caitlyn, and Varys. We'll see if the reroll to charge makes a difference this game. And that's that. So we'll head out to the end of round 1. Coming soon. See you soon. End of round 1. So what happened here? Kind of the usual stuff happened. Because I had open space on the right, I pushed hard the archers. My opponent didn't like that, so he spun around the Warrior Sons to face this tray here, and everything else just kind of marched forward. They slow down a little bit to not cover the tray, not get shot. I did get lucky crown zap off and take off 3 guys. On my side here, nothing too interesting happened. He did War Cry twice, so there's Pan Token here and a Pan Token here. Otherwise, I'm just trying to get ready for the onslaught and also put myself in a position to maybe capture 2 or maybe 3 objectives. Now, my guys are squishy. I don't want to get shot by arrows, but if I can get a quick lead, it will put pressure on my opponent to make some moves. We'll see what happens, though. End of round 2 coming up. Alrighty, end of round 2. We have some action. So what happened is on this side here, we did a bit of a dance of, so my opponent took the envelope first, gave me a shot. My shot did nothing, unfortunately. They maneuvered forward with the horse. I backed up, took a shot, and then I also did my deceive reposition. So I just backed up. I'm actually quite cornered now, which is not great because they are quite squishy. They could be 2-tapped by those by those Warrior Sons. Over here, Gendry did the obvious thing and just ran over to grab the objective. Got shot, lost 1 guy. And then the dirty, dirty middle here. So what happened was when he activated the Castle Rock Honor Guard, I taunted with Tom Seven Strings. He was barely within 11, so he needed a 6 to charge me. And guess what? They rolled a 6. So they came in, and they actually killed quite a lot of guys. I had to use Azor High to minimize the panic damage. Thankfully, my opponent did not have counterplot. I then played a regroup here to actually transfer wounds over here. I also popped a Ravello token. The theory was that even though I don't want them to get low, with retreating and their attack, they actually heal quite a bit on their own anyway. Over here, they pushed forward, and I came in a position to just block combo charges. So my opponent has actually ignored all the objectives and is just coming for blood here, which is pretty scary. They retreated because I didn't want, if I retreated away, for example, he could pivot and face the Knights. The Knights took 3 wounds from the arrow shots. Vulnerable token was used. But the good news is, I am up 3-0, but can we maintain the lead? Let's find out. It is Brotherhood, round 3. Let's go. End of round 3. Let us talk about what happened. So, I think what was clutch for me was that I was able to use the horse to move the Stormcrow Mercs off, so that when the Warrior Sons eventually crashed into my archers, there was space to retreat. I rolled a 6, they retreated big, they pivoted to face. Eventually they came back on, took the objective, took some more wounds. In the middle, they crashed into Thoros, did a bunch of damage. I tried to play sudden retreat, he counterplotted it, so I had to do a normal retreat onto the point and heal a little bit there. The peasants are no more. The Honor Guard charged in, did a bunch of damage. They survived, they retreated. The Crown Zap that followed killed them off. The Landsport City Watch charged in, didn't do too much damage. He didn't roll very lucky on the crits. He actually got no crits. And then I did not spend the weakened token to not let him reroll into crits. Then I activated, spun around, facing backwards because I clearly have the Forgotten Fellowship card to march down and hopefully evade getting killed. So it is now 6-1 for Brotherhood. So even though I'm ahead on points, I'm slowly getting whittled down, and I'm really doing 0 damage to my opponent. I just gotta hang on and hopefully ride this out. Can I do it? Let's find out. Round 4 coming up. Alrighty, we're at the end of 4, and the more and more Brotherhood trays are being removed. So, tail of the tape, I retreated backwards here, started the round with Forgotten Fellowship. The Honor Guard then took a horse to threaten the flank of Thoros. So I sent them back into the rear to hopefully tie them up, maybe kill a rank, but he played Protection of the Father to take 1 damage or something like that. And then with the sword, a charge, and another attack from here, he killed off all the knights. I tried to keep him alive. Unfortunately, all the tokens took him out. On this side here, again, sensing that he might charge Thoros in the back. Thoros wasn't exactly here. He was actually towards the middle. He could have been charged. I charged my guys into the flank, which took me off the objective. Brilliant positioning over here. And these guys were able to get away when he took the horse with the Varus token, but they're not doing much, and now they're facing an angry unit of Honor Guard. They are now within 6 as well, so they cannot use their deceitful reposition. So I was basically, I abandoned all my objectives, trying to stay alive. It's now round 5, and it's 6-3. And Mike is now starting to farm points here as well, which is kind of dangerous. So, will I survive? Let's find out. Round 5 coming up. Alright, so it is the end of 5, and every round that goes by, 1 more Brotherhood tray gets removed. Tail of the tape. The Honor Guard charged the archers, killed them, came back towards the middle. And with less activations, I just had to hunker down on the points. I was able to shift over, swing, burn 2 of my tokens from losing some units to heal 6 wounds and contain the middle. Here, I was able to draw a sudden retreat, so that when he swung, I retreated onto the point. We've taken arrows, and we're damaged for sure, but still on there. So Mike is converging on me. I've also rained arrows here, but he's not taking too much damage. It is now 8-5. So I think the only way he wins is to table pretty much. But you never know. We'll do the math, figure it out. See you soon. And the game is over. So somehow, some way, Thoros and friends held the line and not only took like 1 billion attacks, but survived and held the point. I did burn all the tokens, use the bags, etc., etc. This unit was also able to heal after he Warcried and hold as well. I actually charged off the point accidentally. I shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is. So, tail of the game, it is 9-6 overall. He did score a point. And we're thinking the right play that Mike did was actually stepping on the gas the whole game. So even though he ignored objectives round 2, maybe round 3, he did kill so much. And we think that the way to victory might have been, after he killed the knights over here,
instead of surging towards the archers for more killing, if they actually turn around, head back towards that corner point, he led the round, I believe. He could have taken the horse and then marched onto that point and started scoring 2 per round. With their 3-up save, they're not going to die to the arrows, and maybe that catches them up. We haven't really mathed it out yet, but we think it's probably closer. And then, yeah, so it's a very, very close game. I definitely felt like I was losing control towards the end. I'm literally down to just 2 trays. It was demoralizing to lose a tray a turn for like rounds 4, 5, and 6, or 3, 4, and 5. But I guess getting an early lead and running away paid off at the cost of many peasants. So it was a really, really fun game. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.